three different organizations. Yeah, these look like three different organizations.
Better.
Enough said on that. Yeah.
Sorry for the mud, guys. It's not raining. You're doing great.
You're not sorry. Don't worry. I'm still standing in it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming on this solemn day. We're going to delay the start of the ceremony just for a couple of minutes. Congressman Fortenberry is, as we speak, on the way in from Dakota City and is being escorted. So if you don't mind, we didn't want to start without him. Thank you very much for your patience and for your understanding. Not a lot of dry ground out here, as you've discovered, but we'll get by. Just a couple of things I'd like to say personally before we get started. The flags you see along Foundry Road out there, courtesy of the Leathernecks who've joined us today. Gentlemen, Semper Fi, thanks for coming. When it comes to thank yous, at the top of the list would have to be Mr. Pat Bozart from Lightform Technologies, who has performed miracles with this site, with the base for the statue that you're going to see unveiled, and who has been a constant companion to us as a member of the Siouxland Freedom Park Steering Committee, and has been a great guide and help in getting this part of the project completed. We also want to say a big thank you to Lance Hedquist and Bob Livermore and Gene Moffett from the city of South Sioux City. If you tried to get in here a week ago, you couldn't have made it. They've done wonders with this site, with grading the road, getting this area whipped into shape despite the clay which sticks to your feet out there. You'll take home a little memento of the site with you, those of you who are brave enough to get over here on the grass. And Todd Masters, who did grading along this road, a special thank you to him too. And of course, our special thanks to the family of John Duangdara, who put on this repast for us and who fed us all today. A big hand, please, for that. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll just bear with us for one more minute, we'll wait until Congressman Fortenberry arrives. He is just about on G Street now, as we understand, so it'll only be a couple minutes, and then we'll start the program officially. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we want to thank all of you for coming on this Memorial Day for this solemn occasion. First, we would like to ask members of the South Sioux City American Legion Post 307, who are joined by American Legion and VFW Post members from Sergeant Bluff, Lamars, Jackson, to post the colors. Please come to attention.
Tail. Then hut. Forward. Mark. Detail. Order. Mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now please remain standing. Gentlemen on hat, those military servicemen and women in uniform, please come to attention as Nick Aiken performs our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Nick. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take a moment for the chaplain from Tyson, Larry Adler, to deliver the invocation.
as an invocation, I'd like to make just a few short comments. First of all, I want to congratulate you on this amazing sculpture that will be unveiled and this wonderful memorial park. Job well done. As people visit this place, I pray they will remember John and people like John and express gratitude for those who are willing to serve, to give, and to sacrifice to maintain the freedoms we are so privileged to enjoy. But I also believe this can be a place of hope, where people not only look back in remembrance, but also look forward where there is hope. You may be seated. Hope for John's family and friends, and hope for those who visit, a reminder that this is not the end of the story. The word park itself is closely associated with another word, a very ancient word. And from this word we get our word paradise. And that word takes us back all the way back to the creation story, where God creates all living things and God prepares a wooded park, a place of great beauty and satisfaction, a garden, a paradise. And God places man in this park, and man is told to oversee and take care of creation. There is harmony between God and mankind and all other living things. Mankind chooses poorly, and paradise is lost, and discord is introduced along with decay and death. And there is discord in creation, there is discord among men, people with people, and peoples with peoples. And there's conflict and wars, and that is why we still need people like John, who serve and sacrifice for the good of others. So a park reminds us of what has been lost, or what could have been, but a park also reminds us of what is to come, and it gives us hope. Because God has promised a restoration, a renewal, a recreation, so the story is not over. But for now, at the present time, we live in between what was lost and what is to come, and we groan. We still see the original beauty of what was intended. We see it in the beauty of creation. We see it in the beauty of good relationships. We see it in a memorial war dog park, because we even see it in the connection between people and dogs. And I can only begin to imagine the connection John had with Bart and with other dogs he may have worked with. And I'm reminded of John Tummelson, who was one of the SEALs killed. You've probably seen the pictures or the video where the dog walks forward during his memorial service and lays down at the casket. And if you have a dog, you know what I mean. There is oftentimes this connection that is hard to explain. And that too reminds us of the original intent. But we cannot escape the present reality that things decay, creatures die, and people die, and so we groan. Please allow me to read a short scripture passage that powerfully communicates this truth, but reminds us that it's not the end of the story. The sufferings we go through now cannot compare with the great glory and magnificent future God has planned for us. And all creation waits eagerly for it. The whole created world itself is on tiptoe, looking forward to the day when it will join with the children of God in being set free from the bondage of death and decay. But at the present time, all creation groans, and we also groan inwardly as we wait for our full adoption as God's children, when even our bodies will be set free. So for now we groan, and all creation with us. Yet there is hope. There is this future, this promise of restoration, of renewal, and recreation. So for John's family and friends, may this be a place of hope, knowing that it's not the end of John's story. And for all those who visit, may this be a place that serves as a reminder that it's not the end of the story. The best is yet to come. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, to officially welcome you to this site, the Mayor of South Sioux City, the Honorable Bill McClarty.
Today, we gather to celebrate our freedom and thank those who have dedicated their lives to make this a free country. It is our desire to show our appreciation to the past, current, and future military personnel that have made this country the best country in the world. As the Mayor of the City of South Sioux City, I want to convey our gratitude to our community feels by honoring this dedicated soldier and his service dog. His loving family has done an outstanding job in order to make this happen. Having served in the military, I know firsthand the sacrifices of those that serve and the family that supports those serving our country. A bit of history. Service dogs have been used since the 600 BC and accompany those notable leaders such as Attila the Hun, Napoleon, and Frederick the Great. In 1943, the United States Marine Corps utilized military dogs in the Pacific Theater, while during Vietnam, 5,000 dogs were handled by 10,000 dog holders. We salute these brave animals and their handlers that have protected the lives of many troops over the years. It is our purpose here today to thank John Duenda for his ultimate sacrifice for our country. As a son of Laotian immigrants, he and his family appreciate the freedoms offered here in the United States. John enlisted in February of 2003, the same year that he graduated from Siouxland City High School. John was highly decorated for his service in our country. John and his dog died on a military mission with the Navy SEALs in Afghanistan. Our community is very proud of John. At this time, we also want to acknowledge another military dog handler from Siouxland area. He was killed in the performance of his duties, Douglas Kane of Sioux City. May Freedom Park remind us always that freedom is not free, and may God continue to bless this country and its military servicemen and women. Thank you for joining us today.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's our pleasure to have with us as a special guest for this occasion the Nebraska 1st District member of the United States House of Representatives, Congressman Jeff Fortenberry. Congressman.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm very honored today to join you on this very special occasion on this most appropriate of days, Memorial Day. And thank you all so much for coming out here to celebrate the life of John Duong Dara and to be with his family. Even though we're having to stand in the mud and wade through a little water here, that's a very small sacrifice for someone who was so special and gave so much. Today, with this beautiful memorial, we honor the life and celebrate the memory of this extraordinary young man, Petty Officer First Class John Duong Dara. We come together as family members and friends, and those who may not have known John personally, but are compelled nonetheless to pay respect to his memory and honor his sacrifice on our behalf. I never had the pleasure of meeting John, but by all accounts, I know he was a remarkable person. While his senior classmates at South Sioux City High were readying themselves for college life and beyond, John was doing what he needed to do to graduate early so he could enlist in the United States Navy. Our loss of John is a serious and grave reminder of the complexity of our military's work. Every day in corners of the world most of us will never come to see, people like John are going about their jobs, doing their duty, carrying out their efforts in the face of dangers that most of us will never know. Our country can only be as strong as these Americans' willingness to serve. And our country can only be as secure as their commitment is to our safety. John knew what he wanted to do, and he did it. He was brave, he was loyal, he was an American, and now he is free. To John's family, his parents and siblings, I also want to thank you. You gave him life and you nurtured him, and I'm glad that you chose to make America your new home in the wake of communist aggression in Laos. You came here for the chance of a better life, and your son, a first-generation American, died fighting for his country. I'd also like to acknowledge the outpouring of support from the community of South Sioux City for their support of the Duong Dara family and its efforts to honor John's life. And with this unveiling of this statue, John's legacy will be recalled and celebrated in this place, a place of peace forevermore. God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, from our own home area, Nebraska District 17, our state senator and a Vietnam veteran himself, Dave Bloomfield.
Good afternoon, and thank you for coming. This is a special opportunity for me. I, like the congressman, never had the opportunity to meet John, but I've met most of his family, and they speak very well of the American people and people that have chosen to come to America. From the Minutemen of the Revolution to SEAL Team 6 and now beyond SEAL Team 6. Men and women have fought and died for freedom, that we can be here for things like this today and go about our everyday business. It is thanks to people like John, who gave all, that we can stand here and enjoy this day. And I want to thank again the Duendera family for their sacrifice, and God bless each and every one of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the artist who produced what you're about to see not only has a talent for art, but she has a gift for empathy, for compassion, for getting to know the subject. And she got to know the subject intimately, and you'll see how much it comes through. I'd like you to meet and welcome the sculptor who produced the statue we're going to unveil from Santa Barbara, California, Susan Bahari.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great honor to receive this very meaningful commission from the Duendera family to honor the outstanding service and ultimate sacrifice of both John and Bart, SEAL Team 6, and all the courageous war dogs and handlers of the past, present, and future. Thank you so much to the family for entrusting me with this. In the 20 years that I have created such monuments, one thing has remained constant, and it is the thing that I find so humbling and inspiring. It is that those in the military risk and sacrifice their lives so the rest of us can be safe and free. They don't expect recognition and rarely speak about what they do because it is just who they are. They love to memorialize their beloved dogs instead, that so valiantly stand at their side as a team to protect the lives of those around them. They have bodies of steel and hearts of gold. I feel as though I knew John because of the many accounts I received about his great spirit that would light up a room and his amazing gift as a top dog handler. I worked hard with the hope that this bronze would do justice to the noble John and Bart and the important work that they did, and that his family and friends would find comfort in having it. In the bronze, his right hand on his gun at his chest represents his strong sense of duty, and his left hand, his love and connection to Bart as a team. Bart is out front, always ready, and sees something in the distance while John lightly touches his back to settle him. John's glove is off to emphasize the human touch. Through my work, I've witnessed inspiring things I'll always remember that give me hope in humankind and make me proud to be an American. A Marine war dog handler from World War II, returning to Guam 50 years later, receiving a heartfelt thank you from a complete stranger. She took his hand and said that her and her family's lives were saved when the Marines took back the island of Guam when she was just a child. I've met brave military families who help each other in any way they can. I've witnessed John's brave family pick themselves up and create a lasting memorial so that generations to come can learn about the sacrifices of not just their John and Bart, but all the others as well. I've seen people here in the heartland of America who are the salt of the earth, many who have served themselves, band together to do what is right and pursue what I know will be an amazing tribute to the military here at Siouxland Freedom Park. I hope to bring my family back here one day when you've completed your good work. God bless John and Bart, and thank you to all who serve and their families. Thank you.
John Dungdara is the reason that we observe Memorial Day, a reminder that freedom is not free and that its cost has a face. Someone who is our friend, our son, our brother, one of us. Like many who went off to war, John Dungdara remains forever young. He never saw his 27th birthday. It's a reminder, too, that one of the reasons he went was home and family. And while we remember those who did not return, let us never forget those who serve, who will serve, and those who remain at home. Just because the families are not in uniform, make no mistake, they're in the service too, and they deserve our respect, our admiration, and our thanks. Speaking as a member of the family, John's sister, Chan Fullen.
Today we come together to honor the memory of a fallen hero from South Sioux City. We, the family, could not ask for a better town to call home. The city and the community itself has helped so much so we could bring a little piece of John and Bart home. And for that, we thank you from the bottoms of our hearts in making this vision come true. We could have not picked a better day to share with you our vision that has come to life. On this day, not only do we honor a fallen soldier, we honor our son, brother, nephew, and friend. We honor a true American hero and the true meaning of the American dream. Our parents escaped communism and came to America looking for a better opportunity for themselves and their growing family. Because of the opportunity for a better life, John felt that it was his duty to serve the country that gave us this opportunity. He gave the ultimate sacrifice for the country that embraced his immigrant family. John loved what he did, and he loved his dogs dearly. It is a great honor to have a park named after him, so we could honor fellow handlers and canines that risk their lives every day for this country. Now when we come here, we can share that love that John had with his dogs by watching our dogs play and run freely. We hope that this park will remind you that freedom is not free, that the servicemen and women sacrifice so much to defend this country and our way of living, the freedoms that we take for granted. This park is a symbol of our appreciation to our American heroes, two-legged as well as four-legged. They may be gone, but never forgotten. Also, to future generations, may you learn what these men and women and dogs have endured to give you the life that you have. May John's legacy inspire you to fight for what you believe in and strive to make this a better world for future generations. Again, we would like to thank you all for your love and support to help us make this vision a reality. We cannot say enough how much it means to have a piece of John and Bart home with us.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Chan, if you and the family members would like to do the honors, let's have the official unveiling.
Service members, Legionnaires, hands hut!
Ladies and gentlemen, John Dundara and Bart. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if we may invite Larry Adler up for a brief benediction.
Please join me in a prayer of benediction and dedication. Lord God, as we dedicate this sculpture and memorial park, we ask that as people visit here, they will be reminded of John and others like him who serve, who give, and who sacrifice. And may they simply be thankful. And beyond that, may they experience your presence here and be inspired to then serve and give in their areas of influence. And may this also be a place of hope, where people are reminded of your promise that this is not the end of the story, but the best is yet to come. Amen.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one last official act to perform on this solemn occasion. Come to attention, please. Gerald Pallison from American Legion Post 241, Lamar's, will now play taps. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you will return time and again to this park and use it with your dogs. We also hope that when you see the statue of John and Bart, it will evoke memories of this day. The statue will remain, but for the family and for the friends, the images of John Dundara will be forever right here. Thank you for coming to celebrate this Memorial Day. Good afternoon.
This is the end of clear shots, isn't it?
Try and get up here and get a picture before I get too heavy to move.
Yeah.
Hey, boss.
Hey, how you guys doing? We can get stuck in the mud.
We got our mud terrain. Did you know John?
Yes.
Kid. Smart as all get out. I had the fortune of meeting him when he was in grade school.
Oh, yeah.
Hell of a young man. Hell of a computer man.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Yep, I too.
Say hi. Next time I chance to say hi before they call me. What's up? How are you? I recognize you. Big shot.
Sit up, have your all the way down there.
how you doing? How are you?
Just all everybody.
ขี่รถเจ็ดบาทเจ็ดไก่รถเขาจอดอยู่ไกลๆคนร้านพวกเนี่ย
ให้แกเช็คกี่ตุ๊ก
แล้วก็พิถัก
ให้เขาเกือบไปสิบ
มันกับใจกันเดี๋ยวนี้มันมาจากไกลได้ไปทางไปไกลเด้ฟังว่าจะไปทางนี้นะทางเราคุย
ว่าจะถ่ายหู้
ถ่ายคนเองถ่ายคนเองหน้า
ก็ต้องเห็นคนกันเองเนี่ยเป็นแถวยังไงนี่
ในบ้านเขาเลย
ออนไลน์ได้เนาะ
Really? There'll be a lot of stuff being, you know.